Hey, so I made a YouTube community post asking people for their rivals' hot takes, and today I will be judging those hot takes. I already looked through some of the hot takes, and some of them are a little bit questionable to say the least. So, let's go look through. Sniper is skillless. Now, I kinda agree. I think people way overestimate how skilled the sniper actually is. People deem like sniper as like one of the most skilled weapons in the game, and to be honest, it's not even close. Because realistically, all you have to do is just click on someone's head once and you win the match, just like that. And it is a bit based on luck as well, because sometimes you can just hit someone and nothing happens, or you can miss someone completely and just get a random headshot for no reason. So I think sniper is a little bit skilled, but really not that much. Not every mobile player is heavily reliant on auto shoot, even if they... Nope. If you're a mobile player or controller player, I'm automatically assuming you got auto shoot and aim assist up on the max. And even if you say otherwise, I won't believe you. I'm sorry, but with how OP it is, are you going to pass up on basically free aimbot? No, you're not. You're gonna have it on. Knife is super easy to use, and I stand by that. Now, every single time someone does say this, I tell them to use knife and they don't know how to use it at all. Or if they do, the moment they see someone, they just slide towards them and stab and hope it lands. Because I think most people think that, like, when you're using knife, all you gotta do when you see someone is get close to them, turn, slide, and stab, but it's way more deep than that if you actually want to get good at the weapon. However, I can completely disagree with you. There is one factor that makes knife completely skillless, at least in a certain situation. Knife 1v1s are not skill-based. This I completely agree with. It's a bit complicated to explain how it's not skill-based. I was thinking of making a whole video on it, and maybe I might still do if people would really want an explanation on it, but putting it in simple terms, Knife 1v1s is literally just rock, paper, scissors. Like, basically exactly the same. And also as well, it's just a complete snooze fest. Knife 1v1s are not only just boring to play, but they're boring to watch as well. We need more people saying this because I'm not ever doing knife 1v1s, ever. Flamethrower doesn't deserve the hate it gets for being quote-unquote pay to win, as it's not even very good as a short-range primary in the game where everybody's holding guns. Now, yeah, I kind of agree. I think Flamethrower in itself is not a very good weapon, at least in most cases. It's basically low skill for low reward, which, you know, I think is a perfect type of weapon. You can out DPS someone if you're just using an assault rifle up close anyways. At least damage-wise, I think it's not a good weapon. One thing I think complements it very well is the fact that it completely blinds you if you get hit by it. So is this true or not true? I'm not sure. I may need you guys to help me out with this one. Arena sucks. Now, do I agree with this? Yes, I do. Don't get me wrong. Arena is the most balanced map you can have in the game. But it is extremely annoying when it's picked for the 50th time in a row. The arena is so small. That's another fact I hate about it. It's just extremely small. W's to the people out there who actually pick different maps, because thank you for making this game a little less repetitive. Except for you. Rivals isn't as fun as it used to be. I'm not sure what makes me feel it isn't fun anymore. It's probably because of the fact that, like, okay, I'm not sure if this is a hot take because a lot of people have been quitting Rivals recently. As you know, Shack Tactics recently has quit Rivals. And I do kind of agree that Rivals isn't as fun as it used to be. Although with the exception of Zombie Tower, that was like the most fun I've had on Rivals in like a while. Which I feel like leads to my point of Rivals really does need to make other type of game modes. And what do I mean by this? I mean games like Capture the Flag or, you know, Push the Payload. Yes, I'm just copying from TF2. The reason why Zombie Tower felt so fun and refreshing is because it broke out of its usual genre. Can anyone else agree that they're kind of just tired of the dual 1v1, 2v2, 3v3 thing? Because I am. I'm gonna be honest, I am. I'm not much of a duels person. I like more casual game modes. Game modes where I can be a lot more fun and gimmicky in. And duels is not one of those areas. They're kind of extremely competitive. But I think if Rivals did the same concept of you can choose any loadout you want in the game, and also having to do an objective of pushing the payload with your like team or something, I think that would be really fun. And even if it doesn't work as a standalone game mode, they can just put it into arcade. I'd be perfectly fine with that. Because I'm not gonna lie, arcade is kind of carrying Rivals for me right now. So if they add more game modes to it or make more standalone game modes that are not duel based, I think would be really good for the game. Because they've got so many players right now, why not try a Battle Royale game mode? I think that would be super peak. Imagine like 100 players and trying to get your first like victory royale. I think that would be so fun. Rivals kind of ruined the shooter category of Roblox with their style. Did they? Really? As big as Rivals is, it didn't really affect the shooter category all that much. Sure, it's the most popular shooter game out there, but aside from Hypershot, no other game really copied from Rivals, except for their, you know, like thumbnails and stuff. So if you're talking about thumbnails, I guess, yes, you can say those got ruined, but if you're talking about the actual game itself, they didn't really change much. In fact, I would like to say the opposite. I'd like to say they saved the shooter game category. I love shooter games, and there was like no good options before. There was nothing. But then Rivals came along and I just fell in love with it instantly. And again, it's the whole reason why I'm making so many videos on it in the first place. Rivals isn't going to get a better anti-cheat because they know half of their players are cheating. Now, I don't think half of their players are cheating, and I don't think Rivals is refusing to make a better anti-cheat just because half of their players are cheating. This isn't just a thing in Rivals, but in like literally every single Roblox game, the anti-cheat isn't good. When it comes to Roblox games, there's two different types of anti-cheat you can have. The less strict and the overly strict. The less strict doesn't really counter hackers much at all. The anti-cheat still is there and is working, but it doesn't really capture, you know, or ban hackers as much as it should. But at least the player experience itself does not get captured by the anti-cheat at all. But then you got the overly strict anti-cheat, where it does flag some hackers and some cheats don't work, but it also affects the player experience as well, oftenly like misconceiving like a player is hacking when they're not. For example, I remember in Bed Wars where if you used a simple dash move, you'd just be teleported backwards because the game would think you're hacking, despite the fact you're literally just using a core mechanic in the game. So I much prefer the other type of anti-cheat which Rivals has, because it doesn't affect the regular player experience. Like, imagine if you were like rocket launching around and the game thought you were fly hacking, so it just banned you from the game. That would be extremely annoying. So I do think Rivals is trying to make a better anti-cheat over time. Just hackers in games in general are always just a step ahead, and that's just kind of how it is. Minigun is the best gun in the game, and Station is the best map. Now, whoa. Now, don't get me wrong, Minigun is a pretty good beam weapon. Like, the DPS on it is insane. But I do think it gets heavily countered really easily, which is why it doesn't get used as a weapon so much. Literally, all you have to do is just pull out a katana, and you've got rid of like 120 of their health. So while yes, I do think Minigun has its niches where it can overtake, I don't think it's the best gun in the game, because the only really good thing it's got is damage, but it's got really, really horrible movement. And Station is the best map. I kind of agree. I like the look of Station, but I think 1v1ing on it is very 50-50 in my opinion. Auto shoot and aim assist is fine. If you hate on them, you're just bad. Now this is gonna anger the PC players. I've played on controller before, and I've I've got a controller right next to me right here. You can't see it, but you can imagine myself pointing towards it. And I've used aim assist and auto shoot on controller before, and I remember it being absolutely busted. Like, I didn't even need to play the game or anything. And the reason why I just hate auto shoot and semi-aim assist so much, because imagine being on PC and learning how to aim just for auto shoot to spit you in the face and say, yeah, I can do that exact same thing, except I didn't have to learn it at all. And don't get me wrong, I don't want it completely removed or completely nerfed. There's only just one thing I want them to change with auto shoot, and that's just to remove auto shoot on the sniper and crossbow. That's all I want. Any weapon that requires a lot of aim, I think shouldn't have auto shoot, because mobile players just can't miss, so they don't suffer the downsides of using a sniper and crossbow. But yeah, I completely disagree with this. I don't think if people complaining about auto shoot and aim assist is bad, I think it's completely valid. Hot take, the devs gives charm to people that shouldn't really have a charm in comparison to other YouTubers. Cough cough Darktru. Now, whoa. Now, I know a lot of people want my own charm in the game, but I don't want other people putting down other YouTubers for getting charms, especially since I think the other ones deserve it more than I do. Let's quickly have a look at the other charms in the game. Now, if we look at the patch notes and look at all the people who just got a charm, I think they completely deserve it. Like Mud, for example, he does news videos, he's got his own genre. He completely deserves it. Kai M. Now, I'll admit I haven't watched any of his videos and stuff, but I've seen his channel, and he gets like millions of views per video. I haven't even got a single video that's got 1 million views. I can't find where else like other YouTuber chams got added, but my point still stands. Like, all the YouTubers who've got chams have deserved it. And not just that, but they've deserved their chams more than I do, because realistically, like, they put a lot more effort into their whole channel than I have in mine. I upload like once a week when I can. While some of these YouTubers are uploading like every day or every other day. And not just that, they're getting even more views on top of that. I'm fine with waiting until the devs think it's like, my time to get a cham, And if they do offer me a cham, yes, I will take it. Yes, thank you. But I'm fine with waiting with the devs until they think the time is right themselves, because after all, it is their game. It's, it's not my game. So I can't tell Nozni, hey, add me cham, me, because it is his game after all. Like, he decides what he wants to do with it, But realistically, all I really can do is just keep posting, keep trying to be consistent, and hopefully one day it will be there. We just need patience. Patience is key. But yeah, please don't put down any other YouTuber, okay? I think they all deserve their chams. I don't think anyone here has cheated the system or anything. All these YouTubers have been very hardworking, and they get rewarded by having their own cham in the game. And that is not a hot take.